Hey guys, it's Ami and More. I'm back with a new Muppet hat. This time it's Elmo. This is a really fun and fast project to make. And if you've seen my tutorials in the past, you've seen me make the Cookie Monster hat as well, which is right here. You can see. Alright, and Elmo is actually the same hat. It's the same pattern except for one new addition. This big orange nose right here transforms it into Elmo. So alright, what are we waiting for? Let's get started! Here are the materials you'll need. Before we go into the pattern, I wanted to talk about the eyelash yarn. This one is from Ice Yarn, and this is eyelash. And this one is the one that I used for the project because this was the color I had in hand. If you look here, this one's actually a little bit shorter than my Cookie Monster hat. So for this one, what you can actually do is I like to actually use 2 strands of the eyelash yarn and 1 strand of the acrylic, and I will work them up as one strand together when I'm crocheting up. But if you have the long eyelash, this one, if we look right here, it will say long eyelash yarn. This one's a lot more longer and thicker. So if you're using this long eyelash, you can just use 1 strand and 1 strand of the acrylic to work up your hat, and that'll be fine. So that's the difference between those two. And then if you see the finished project, this was with the long eyelash with ice yarn, and this one is with the short eyelash. So that's a preference, but the pattern works up the same except for with different amounts of strands. For the red Elmo hat, you want to follow my Cookie Monster hat tutorial because it is the exact same pattern except for in a different color. So go ahead and complete that tutorial, and you want to also complete the eyes right here and the same eyes. These are both the same pattern right here. For the nose, you are going to use a 5.0 millimeter hook. For round 1, you're going to use orange yarn, and you are going to do 6 single crochet stitch into the magic ring. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then you're going to close up your loop, and then we're going to insert a stitch marker to mark the end of our round. For round 2, we are going to do 2 in each stitch around, so you'll have 12 single crochet stitches at the end. So here is in our very first stitch, we're going to do 1 and 2, and you're going to do 2 in your next stitch as well. That's 1 and 2, and repeat all the way around, and you will have 12 single crochet stitches at the end. For round 3, our pattern is going to be 2, 1, 2, 1 all the way around, and you will have 18 single crochet stitches in the end. So here's 1, and in the same stitch, 2, and then just 1 in our next stitch. Repeat the pattern again, 1 and 2, and then just 1, and repeat around. For round 4, our pattern is going to be 2, and then in the next 8, it's going to be single crochet, 2, and then in the next 8, single crochet. So at the end, you will have 20 single crochet stitches. So that's 1 and 2 in the same stitch, and then just 1 in the next 8. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And repeat the pattern again, 2 here. That's 1, 2, and then in the next 8, just 1 single crochet stitch. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now for rounds 5 through 7, we're just going to stay at 20 single crochet stitches. So that's just 1 in each single crochet stitch around, and I will meet you at the end of the rounds. Now for round 8, our pattern is going to be 2, and in the next 9 stitch, just 1 single crochet stitch, and repeat the pattern around, and you'll have 22 single crochet stitches. So that's 1 and 2 in the same stitch, and in the next 9, just 1. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and repeat the pattern again. For round 9, we are just going to stay at 22 single crochet stitches, so it's just going to be 1 in each stitch around. So go ahead and work up your stitches. For round 10, our pattern is going to be a decrease, and in our next 9 stitches, just 1 single crochet stitch, and repeat the pattern around, and you will have 20 single crochet stitches. So we're going to do a decrease right here. And now in our next 9, just 1. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then repeat our pattern again. We're going to do a decrease, and then single crochet stitch in the next 9. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Now for round 11, our pattern is going to be a decrease, and then in the next 8, just single crochet stitch and repeat around, and at the end we will have 18 single crochet stitches. So you're going to do a decrease here, and in our next 8, just 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then decrease again, and then just single crochet stitch in the next 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. For round 12, our pattern is going to be a decrease, and then in our next 7, we'll just have single crochet stitch and repeat the pattern around, and you'll have 16 single crochet stitches in the end. So here's a decrease right here, and then in our next 7, just 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then repeat the same pattern around. For round 13, our pattern is going to be a decrease, and in our next 6, just single crochet stitch and repeat the pattern around, and you will have 14 single crochet stitches. So here's a decrease, and then in our next 6, just 1 single crochet stitch. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and repeat the pattern again. For round 14, our pattern is going to be a decrease, and then the next 5 single crochet stitch, decrease, and then in the next 5 single crochet, and we'll have 12 single crochet stitches in the end. So that's a decrease, and then just 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, decrease again, and then just 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then you'll want to cut off a long tail and fasten off. And this is our nose completed. And here's our finished Elmo hat. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Please like and subscribe, as I'll be coming out with brand new tutorials very soon. Alright, I'll catch you next time.